So I went to a football game and a fight broke out. That's what the fans at the Thursday night Browns-Steelers game could say. Because, I mean, so it's an ugly game. It's a mostly boring game. The Browns actually dominated in a weird way. They didn't blow out the Steelers, but they handily defeated the Steelers. Steelers lose James Conner, who is just coming back from injury. They lose Juju Smith-Schuster to a concussion. Excuse me. Deontay Johnson got knocked out of the game. They're hurting. Offensively speaking, they're hurting. They're all sorts of banged up. So fast forward to last 14 seconds of the game. Steelers. Mason Rudolph, now the quarterback for this season with Ben Roethlisberger hurt, gets sacked as he's getting rid of the ball, getting tackled by Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett decides he's going to take him down, sort of look at a little extracurricular activities. He didn't exactly hold him down, but they were down on the ground. Mason Rudolph didn't like it, so he reached for Myles Garrett's helmet, then gave him a little, you want to call it a kick to the groin, or I'm trying to push you off of me. We'll see. Didn't help the situation, but it's kind of up to interpretation. Part that's not up for interpretation is what happened next. Myles Garrett, defensive end for the Browns, proceeded to rip off Mason Rudolph's helmet, clear off his head. Could have really injured him that way. And swing it like a weapon and hit Mason Rudolph square in the top of the head. So forget everything else that's quote-unquote up for interpretation. Forget who instigated it. Forget the retaliation before that. Forget anything else that could have happened. You have Myles Garrett using a helmet as a weapon. Sounds scary. Sounds like somebody could have died, because they could have. Myles Garrett is an enormous human being swinging a helmet at full strength at someone's head without the helmet, because it was literally Mason Rudolph's helmet, who doesn't have a helmet on anymore, getting cracked right in the top of the head. There's very few words for it. There's no place for it. A lot of things happen in sports. We get jacked up. We get competitive. Lord knows I'm one of the most competitive people I know. I hate losing. But I'm respectful, and I'm never going to attack someone to win, or whatever was going through Myles Garrett's head. It's really, really bad, and it's really, really stupid. So, what exactly was going through Myles Garrett's head? I don't know. Not much. An empty space between those ears last night. So, it's absolutely wild. It's the only thing anybody wants to talk about today. The Browns have now won 2 games in a row, though. Carmelo Anthony is back in the NBA, back with the Trailblazers. Porzingis returned to the Garden and played against the Knicks for the first time. Mavericks have now lost twice to the Knicks in the past week. College football is going nuts. Plenty of big matchups this week. 3 essential elimination games, if you will. Minnesota still undefeated, going into Iowa, big game. Baylor, Oklahoma is an absolute elimination game. Baylor undefeated. Oklahoma already has a loss, but still has a chance if they win out. A lot of good games in college football this weekend. So, excuse me. So, there's a lot going on, but this is all anyone wants to talk about. Rightfully so. And the question naturally is suspensions, fines, discipline. What's coming down? What's coming down from the NFL? The NFL generally gets these situations wrong. Not sometimes, Always. They always get these wrong. So I will be surprised if they get this right. But Myles Garrett has to be suspended for the rest of the season, including postseason, even though the Browns are not going to make the postseason. But even if they do somehow, you got to make sure he's suspended for that as well. Now, you have Marquise Pouncey, who is just coming to the defense of Mason Rudolph after getting clocked in the head. The problem is, though, is that the way he defended Mason Rudolph was kicking and punching and basically UFC styling Myles Garrett while he was on the ground. So, while I love what Pouncey did in defense of his guy, I don't see how you can't suspend him too, maybe for 2 to 3 games. And Mason Rudolph, he was not 100% innocent in this, so I don't have the answer, but he might get 1 game, maybe just a fine. So we'll see on that regard. So absolutely nuts. Thursday Night Football turns into an absolute brawl, literally last for 14 seconds of the game, a game that was out of reach. Excuse me. It was just absolutely nuts. So we'll see what happens with Myles Garrett and the suspension and Pouncey and Mason Rudolph and anything else that's going to come down from the ramifications of this brawl. So, as you can see, I'm tired. I lack energy today because I have a pounding headache, but such is life. Life goes on. It's Friday. I want you to enjoy your Friday. This is Dave Ettinger on the Dave Talk Sports podcast on the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe and comment on the video below. Thank you, as always, for watching. And until, we'll see, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, whenever it is that I pop back on, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. I missed the button, as always.